What's up, good people? It's your boy, Leroy McKenzie Jr., coming to you from the lab. Coming to you this week. Like I told you, this week the focus is on positioning. Putting yourself in the position to be great, putting yourself in the position to affect change, putting yourself in the position to be able to take you, your business, your brand to that next level. Whatever that brand is, whatever that move is, you want to be able to do that. So, real quick, like I told y'all, we're going to do today, we're going to talk about, you know how in real estate, they talk about location. Well, here's the equivalent of that when it comes to a location. I'm going to say position. That's what we're talking about this week. Getting you in the right position, and getting you in the right position. And how do you do that? Well, three things I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about networking, connecting, and sharing. What does that have to do with positioning? Has everything to do with it. Because let's talk about the first one, networking. What does networking have to do about positioning? Well, here it is. You have to be able to know the right events to network at. You have to know the right events to be able to, you have to know the right places to be able to network. And you actually have to know how to network. There's a strategy to being able to network and understanding the right people to be able to talk to, the right words that you need to know in order to be able to talk about. And we'll get into the connecting, which is next, how to be able to effectively do that. But networking is about strategically knowing what events are going on, and those events that you need to be in the room at. Those are what I call my be in the room events. Those are those events that you know that either your target market or the people that you need to be speaking with or around are going to be in that room. I can't stress that enough to understand about the strategy of networking. And understanding, being particular and being mindful of the events that you go to so that you don't waste your time. Because that's your most important asset is your time. So when you go to events, you want to know that the event matches up with your vision, that matches up with what your target audience and who's going to be in the room. You have to do some research to make sure that you understand what the mission of the event is. You want to make sure that the purpose of the networking event, because you don't want to go there and then not be able to maximize your networking ability in this particular event. Because if the people aren't in the room that you need to be in the room, then you'll wind up just wasting your time. And you don't want to do that as a brand, as a person, and as a business. You want to make sure that you're maximizing your time. So it's important that you understand the networking, what networking events that are going on. And like I told you, one of the branding strategies is to have a calendar of events, which are those events that are going on, that other people are having, that you go to in order to be able to network, in order to be able to meet and develop relationships. I talked about it the other day. One of the keys to being in position is developing relationships. Well, you can't develop relationships if you aren't in the room. I'll say that again. You can't develop relationships if you're not in the room. So you have to be in the room in order to be able to do networking. But prior to going to the networking event, you want to do your homework. Do as much research as you can to know and understand who is going to be in the room. If you can find out who are some of the attendees, you certainly want to do that. You want to make sure that you know who's hosting the event, what the purpose of the event is, all of those things that are going to give you keys as to who you need to kind of talk to in the room. That's what networking is. That's how you strategically network. So the second thing is you have to connect. Who you connect with. Who in the room do you need to connect with? That's what you need to be understanding. And connecting means that you have a 30-second pitch, that you introduce yourself, that you kind of have some keywords. If you don't know the specific individuals that you need to talk to, but you know keywords that they may say, and you have keywords that you will say in order to be able to get out of them to find out whether or not you need to move on, and whether or not you need to move on, or this is somebody that you need to spend a little bit of time with to be able to get to know and strike up that initial conversation with them, that initial conversation that may lead to even further communication with those individuals. And don't be afraid to after you've talked with them, and if it is someone that that you feel that you don't necessarily match up with, then you can you kind of move around and kind of move to the next person. You don't do it rudely or anything like that, but you have an understanding that you're trying to meet and introduce yourself and connect with the right people in the room. So connection is really, really big. So you definitely want to make sure that you're connecting with the right people in the room. And the only way that you can do that is by communicating. You communicate, and then they will communicate. Make sure that you're asking the right questions. Go in with a list of questions in your head. Don't have the list of questions right there that you're reading from. That wouldn't look good. But you want to make sure that you have in your mind those questions that you will talk to the individuals that are there. And then if they say keywords, just like Google, you know exactly what your verbiage will be back to them in order to be able to draw even more information out from them. Because when you go in prepared, when you go in to a networking event prepared, then you can connect with the people that you need to be connected with. I promise you, you'll connect yourself with the people that you need to be connected with, because you won't spend time with people who you understand aren't who you're looking for. They're not the people that, if they're not the people that you're looking to connect with, you can easily move on to the next person. And it's all done within, 30 to 60 seconds, because they'll say certain things to you to let you know, boom, this is somebody that I need to be connected to. This is somebody that I need to be talking to. So that's the second thing. So you have networking, and then you have connecting, the connection, and then the third one, which is pretty big as well, is sharing. What information are you gathering that you're able to share with whether it's your clients or whether it's people that are in your circle of impact? Told you, your circle of impact is powerful, and your circle of impact should not only be pouring into you, but you should be pouring into them, where you're able to share information with them to let them know, hey, I went to this event, I connected with this person. Here's somebody that you might need to talk to, because that connection might not be for you. It might be for someone else. So don't be afraid to share information. That's one of the things that I know that I've seen in many business men and women. They're afraid to share information. They're afraid that if they share information, someone's going to look better than them. Someone's going to outshine them. Someone's going to take this from them or take that from them. I've always believed that what's meant for you is meant for you. Nobody can take anything that's meant for you. It's just not going to happen. If it's meant for you, if it is meant for you. If it wasn't meant for you, then no, it won't stay with you. So don't be afraid to share information. Like I mentioned, the information that you gather from that particular networking event, that connection may not be for you. It may be for someone else that you now have become a resource for. Remember I told you, it's about relationships, resources, and then results. Well, that relationship, those resources and results allow you to only come when you network, when you connect, and then you share. So you have to be willing to do that. So you don't be afraid to share the information that you gather. And that's the thing that I want entrepreneurs and business owners to understand, is that the information that you get is not meant to be stored in you. I'm going to say that again. The information that you get, the knowledge, the information, the resources that you get, the intellectual capital that you have, it's not meant to be stored in you. It is meant to come through you. The information comes in you, and then it's meant to be filtered through and out of you to others. And too many entrepreneurs miss that. That's why you hear me at the end of all of my videos that I may do. I say chase the impact, because when you chase the impact, you change the world. Those who chase the impact are willing to share the information that they get, because they know that the information, resources, knowledge that they gain is not meant for them. It's meant for others. And by pouring it into others, by sharing it with others, you change the world. You impact others in what they do, how they do it, and you change the world as a consequence to that. So I hope that helps people to be able to understand how you, hopefully this week, you are positioning yourself not only for success, but for greatness. And the way that you do that is by networking, connecting, sharing. That's networking at the right event. That's connecting with the right people at the right event. And that's sharing the information with the right people so that they then become knowledgeable. They get knowledge, they get information, they get resources that they can then use and that they can then pour into others. I'm always talking about the pitcher and the glass. Sometimes we're the pitcher, sometimes we're the glass. And at an event, sometimes you're meant to be the glass because you're gathering information. Sometimes you're meant to be the pitcher because you're pouring information, knowledge, resources into people, or you're sharing information with people. And you may be doing both at a networking event or even with connecting with someone. You may be doing both. You may be that person that pours into someone, but you also at the same time may be that person that actually gets poured into. So, I hope this helps y'all out. Those 3 things again, and give them to you the last 3 about putting yourself in the position to be successful and to be great. This week, that's what we're focusing on. Think about it. I want you to think about what events do you have coming up that you can network at, that you can connect at, and that you can share at. And I believe you'll be successful. Y'all know what it is. It's 2020. 2020, fast and furious, move with purpose and passion. And as I always say, chase the impact, because when you chase the impact, you change the world. So let's go change the world. Talk to y'all later.